I want to tell you about another amazing man that I met many years ago. He was one of the early football players. In fact, he played 10 years. He was ultimately an NFL Hall of Famer. He was a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. His name was Otto Graham. They called him Automatic Otto, great quarterback. He led his team to 7 championships. He was 5 times MVP. He was voted top 100 athletes of the millennium. An amazing guy. But his story is probably not dissimilar to yours. Was diagnosed ultimately with colorectal cancer at 56 and decided, I'm going to fight this thing. Doctor said, you need surgery, you need your colon out, you're going to have to put an ileostomy. He goes, okay, doc, that's what you said. Let's go for it. So he had his surgery. There were complications in the surgery, problems with the stoma. Turns out he had adhesions. He needed 2 more surgeries within a short amount of time, was discouraged, lost 50 pounds, but came out of it. And when the bowel started to work again, he got encouraged and he began to live his life with a colostomy. By the time I met him, that was when he was 57. By the time I met him, he was 80. You have to understand, I consider myself old. I played football a long time ago. He played when you didn't wear face masks, when a badge of honor was to lose teeth, and he lost teeth. He played around the time of Vince Lombardi. In fact, he tells a story about Vince Lombardi, who was diagnosed with cancer, colorectal cancer, I think sometime around the age of 61, but wasn't listening to his symptoms, didn't listen to the doctors, and ultimately avoided surgery and dies very prematurely. And Otto actually gets angry when he thinks about it because he had such respect for Lombardi, but Lombardi didn't want to have an ostomy. Apparently, that was the story that Otto shared, and he dies. So think about that. Otto accepts his surgery at 57, and when I spoke with him, he was 80 and going strong, playing golf, living with his grandchildren, loving life. He got all those extra years because he was willing to take on the battle of living with an ostomy bag. Perhaps that's where you are. You might be frustrated, disappointment, angry, and yet you've made the decision. You've had the surgery. Now you have your life to live in front of you, but it requires you to battle it, take it on, learn to live with it. Accept the tips that you're being given. Be encouraged by these amazing stories of amazing people who are just like you and I. They happen to be great athletes in this case, but they're dealing with the same things you are, and they've done it successfully, and so can you. So I'm encouraging you to keep up the fight. There's a lot of good things ahead for you.